Interesting matchup for him against his former teammates. We don't know who's going to start today. Steph was a little banged up last week. He's feeling better this week. They're both throwing on the sideline, so we'll find out when you do who the starter is for the Broncos, and we'll find out here very shortly because we're about to get this bad boy underway from Chad Richardson Stadium. Missouri Southern, just like UCO, is blue from head to toe uniform-wise. Missouri Southern white from head to toe. White pants, white uniforms, green numbers trimmed in yellow, white helmet with the yellow stripe from front to back. As this ball's on the tee and Drake Reese sends it away. It's a short angled kick that's headed for the sidelines and goes out of bounds. Kicking into the wind, decided to go with the angled kick, and the Broncos will have it at the 35.
Yeah, probably wishing he hadn't decided to go with that as I think the coaches are real happy over there on the visiting sideline that UCO is going to start with this field position.
You can hear the wind in the ref mic there as well. As it's 1st and 10 Broncos at the 35-yard line, and it's Stephon Brown in at quarterback. On first down for the Broncos with Andrew Carney to his left. Brown from the left hash, low snap, has to pick it up, gets a good block from Carney off the edge to the 40 and out to the 43-yard line. An 8-yard run on first down, and it'll be 2nd and 2.
Good run on the first play of the game after a little bit of a disastrous first snap. Steph does a nice job being flexible, getting down there, picking that ball up, and you don't know if it was a design run. Maybe it was. It certainly looked like it.
2nd down, about 1.5 yards. Ball sits between the 43 and 44. Opening drive of the game for the Broncos. Brown looks to the sidelines, has 3 receivers on the wide side of the field. That's the right. Wind at the back for UCO in the first quarter. Blitz comes. Brown steps up, gets away from the first man, not the second. He loses his helmet, and they should have blown the play dead there, but instead he gets tackled. It's going to be a sack and a loss of 4 from the 43 back to the 39.
And we're going to see Dawson hurl.
Yeah, because Stephon Brown lost his helmet. They're going to call it a 5-yard loss back to the 38. So Dawson Hurl's going to come in for this 3rd down and 7. Brown's got to sit out the play with the helmet coming off. I want to remind you, if you want to get in touch with us, whether you're watching on the stream or you're listening over the radio today, UCOradio@gmail.com. We'll give you a shout out, whether you're supporting UCO or Missouri Southern today, UCOradio@gmail.com. And we've got a flag down, and I think it's a delay of game on the Broncos. It is. And I don't think Brown can come back in. Still, I think for the offensive penalty he can't. But it's 3rd and 12 now after that penalty. So the Broncos got 8 on a first down run and now have a 3rd and 12 from their own 28-yard line. 33-yard line. Need to get it up to the 45. 5-man rush as Hurl throws over the middle. It's high and incomplete. Intended for Hammond up around the 40. Would have been well short of the first down. And the Broncos go 3 and out and will punt it away. New punter for the Broncos today is Grayson Miller. Is headed out to punt this one away. UCO goes 3 and out on the opening possession. Took about 1.5 minutes off the clock, and the Broncos will punt it back. Jaden Stoshak deep to receive this punt for Missouri Southern. Miller with a spiraling, driving kick sends Stoshak back to the 11 near the sideline. Really good punt and good coverage as he runs out of bounds at the 16-yard line. That's a punt of 56 yards with a return of 7.
It's a really good-looking punt, and the coverage team did a great job of angling in on the ball carrier, using the sideline as a defender. He really had nowhere to go, forced him out of bounds, and UCO will start with good defensive field position after a not-so-great opening offensive drive.
1st and 10 for Missouri Southern at the 16-yard line. Luke Sampson in there at quarterback for the Lions, and on first down has Nathan Glades in at running back to his left. Man in motion, it's a handoff to Glades. Off left guard, he jaunts through for about 4 yards from the 16 up to the 20. It'll be a 2nd down and 6. Don't forget UCOradio@gmail.com, whether you're watching on the stream or listening to us on the radio today. Give us a shout, we'll give you a shout. UCOradio@gmail.com. 2nd and 6 from the 20. Sampson takes the snap, throws left side, pass complete on the slant route out across the 25 to the 27-yard line. That's Amonte Davis on the tackle. Stoshak makes the grab for a 1st down.
Just a well-thrown ball and a well-run route by Missouri Southern. Got where they needed to get the 1st down, made the catch. Wasn't a lot of yards after catch, but doesn't really matter. The sticks move. Missouri Southern gets the first down of the day.
1st and 10 Lions at their own 27-yard line. 12:15 to go first quarter. Scoreless game. First drive of the game for Missouri Southern. There's a handoff to Glades running left, and again finds minimal room out to the 29 for a gain of 2. As coming in to make the play was Jack Puckett. And they'll give him 3 yards up to the 30. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Bigsby native, place that can play a little bit of high school football in Oklahoma. Saw they put a pretty big whipping on Southmore last night, but that is not a fair fight between those two schools.
No, and Bixby native has played on this field quite a bit as well in state championship games. Here's a pitch to Glades, running left, and a good open field tackle as he runs from the 30 to the 32. As making the play for the Broncos again was Jack Puckett. 2-yard run, and it's a big 3rd and 5 coming up here for the Lions.
I got to say, I like Missouri Southern's look today. The all-white looks pretty sharp. They got the script Lions on the helmet. It's kind of old school looking. I think it's a pretty good look.
I'm a Green Bay Packers fan, so I'm always partial to a little green, yellow, and white. I like it as well. But I'd like for him not to get 5 yards here on this 3rd down and 5 as Sampson puts Glades to his left, working out of the gun. Takes the snap and looks right, throws right, passes incomplete. Intended for Stoshak. Jonathan Mosley on the coverage, and it's 4th down. And Missouri Southern does move the ball from the 11 up to the 32, but the Lions are going to punt it away.
Really good coverage, and that ball was knocked down. It was almost intercepted on the deflection, but just hit the turf too fast before the other defensive back could get to it. Thought there was a flag down for a second, but it was the receiver's yellow mouthpiece that flew out. And so the Broncos, who are late getting a player on here on the punt return team, have 2 deep ready to return this thing.
Mitchell Corey will punt it away for Missouri Southern. A fair catch called for, and the ball's dropped. It's on the turf, and Missouri Southern's going to be on top of it. At the 28-yard line, it's Tariq Logan who couldn't corral it, and it's fumbled back to Missouri Southern, and then the Lions get the early turnover at the Bronco 28.
That wasn't even enough time for the defenders to grab a swig of water. I mean, they were barely off the field, and now they're back on. The official's going to tell us about it.
Told you what I told you.
Yeah, just a disaster for this UCO football team to let Missouri Southern flip the field like that and get possession of the ball. I don't understand. We had 2 deep, and the Bronco that ran over to catch the ball ran all the way across the field to catch it, and there was somebody, the other return guy was standing right underneath it, and he's trying to catch it on the run, and obviously didn't complete the task.
Well, and I mentioned it's windy. That was into the wind. The wind held it up and maybe pushed it over towards the Missouri Southern sideline as well. Coach Dorrell talked this week about special teams really letting them down this season for the Broncos, and that was a big letdown on that one, and it does flip the field, and it's 1st and 10 Missouri Southern at the Bronco 28. There's a handoff on 1st down to Glades, running right, not a lot there. He's driven backwards. He gets away from the 1st and 2nd tackle around the end to the 25 and out of bounds near the 20-yard line. That's a nice run by Nathan Glades as Connor Johnson nearly had him and then finally did track him down after a 7-yard run.
I mean, that should have been a loss, and then the ball carrier gets loose, puts a nice stiff arm on a UCO defender, really just planted him right into the turf and got to the edge and got decent pickup there.
Glades, a junior out of Joplin. Missouri Southern, obviously out of Joplin as well. Second down and 3 at the Bronco 21. Sampson looks left, and he tripped as he threw it, and it's incomplete. He tripped over his running back, Glades, who was going to block in front of him. Their feet got tangled, and it falls woefully short. It'll be 3rd and 3.
I want to say hi to Visa, who emailed us from American Samoa. Shout out to Joaquin Tapusoa and all the Samoan boys with Missouri Southern State. We're glad that you're listening, Visa, and we're glad that you emailed us here at ucoradio@gmail.com. We want to hear from everybody today. We'll give you a shout out.
Missouri Southern has had a really good tradition here recently of some really good linemen from American Samoa. As Sampson on 3rd and 3 throws to Glades in the flat right side, looking for a block, gets it, lowers his head, and gets the first down to the 17-yard line. Needed 3 and got 4.
Central Missouri putting it all over Northwest Missouri State early in second quarter, but it's 17-3 Central Missouri. Not a result that, you know, the conference is used to seeing, but I don't think it's a surprise if you've been following the Mules this year. They're a very good football team.
They can put up points quick, too. First down and 10 for Missouri Southern at the Broncos 17. 9:17 to go first quarter. Sampson looking, straight drop, throws, left side, corner end zone. That pass is incomplete. Intended in the corner of the end zone for Deontay Campbell, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Almost threw it to that group of very smart Missouri Southern fans that are sitting on the hill.
I didn't see that.
Underneath some of the new vegetation here at Chad Richardson Stadium. Lots of trees around where there aren't stands. And got a whole group of Missouri Southern fans utilizing that shade there in the south end zone.
2nd down and 10. As Sampson on 2nd down, working out of the gun. Handoff running right to the 15, to the 10, still on his feet and into the end zone. A touchdown run for Anthodius Ashley. And Missouri Southern strikes first on a 17-yard touchdown run. The Lions lead 6-0.
Just well blocked around the right side from Missouri Southern, and the ball carrier really didn't have too much traffic to get through on that touchdown run. And, of course, this is, you know, one of those that the Broncos are kicking themselves over. It was set up by a huge mistake on the special teams to give Missouri Southern possession deep in UCO territory, and Missouri Southern makes the Broncos pay for it.
Drake Reese on for the extra point. Stoshak will hold. Snap and hold are good. The kick has plenty of leg, and it's through. 9:04 to go first quarter. Broncos trail early. Missouri Southern 7, UCO 0. You're listening to UCO Bronco football on KOKC. 15 yards for Anthodius Ashley, and it is 7-0 Missouri Southern with the lead. 9:04 to go first quarter. Todd Lisenby, John Fitzgerald, Alvin Fippen back in studio for us today. As Reese has it on the tee to kick it away for Missouri Southern. And this one's going to be angled toward the sideline again. Picked up at the 15, returned out across the 20 and near the 25-yard line on the return that time. It was Terrell Davis, and he comes up short of the 25 at the 23. That's where the Broncos have it 1st and 10. John, I know it's homecoming. Also, a little anniversary for you and a lot of your friends that played football here at UCO today. A fun day for you. I know you mentioned you were tailgating earlier, but 25th anniversary celebration of that 1998 team, right?
Yeah, undefeated team, finished the year ranked number 1 in the country, and we've had 70 or 80 folks back today, so it's really been a great time.
Talk about that more throughout the day, and we'll talk about it at halftime as well, as they're set to be honored today. As Brown on 1st down, hands to Woolfolk, left side, out across the 20, 25, 30, breaks tackles to the 40, 45, stiff arm at midfield into Missouri Southern territory, and Trayvon Woolfolk picks up right where he left off last week with a 1st down run of 34 yards, and the Broncos have it in plus territory.
Just a great job by Woolfolk of getting loose from that first grasp the Missouri Southern State put on him, and to get the yards after touch there. What a great run, flipping the field for the Broncos into Missouri Southern territory. And thought this UCO offense was going to go kind of fast, but now they're resetting the ball back a little bit, and they're moving the chains back too. So ball's at the 45 now.
First and 10 at the 45 now. Brown takes the snap and hands off to Woolfolk again, right up the middle. This time he's hit at the line and hit a second time and driven backwards for no gain. As that was Kavanis Davis that comes up and makes the tackle. It'll be second and 10. So that last run, 32 yards officially for Woolfolk.
Who's been an outstanding addition to this UCO football team. Been over 100 yards in 3 of the first 4 games. And off to a good start to get there again today.
Good to see Jalen Cottrell back in the lineup. He's in the backfield to the right of Stephon Brown on this second down play. Brown, straight drop, looks left, throws in the flat to Cottrell at the 40 and out of bounds at about the 38. That's going to be a gain of 7 yards and set up a third down and 3.
Cottrell got out of bounds pretty quick there on that catch. He didn't put his shoulder down and try to take on the hit. Unfortunately, that's how he got hurt in week 1 against Nebraska Kearney, just trying to make a good, a football play. But those shoulders are, sometimes they turn on you. You take a hit in the wrong place, and it can really hurt. And we've been without him for a few weeks now. 3rd
and 3 at the Missouri Southern 38. Davis in motion. It's a pitch pass to him going from left to right, looking to get the edge, and does. 40, 35, first down, 32. Before he's pinballed backwards. Bounced about 5 yards backwards from where he got hit. They're going to say he got to the 33. Needed 3 and got 5. First down Broncos. Yep. Basically just a sweep play, what counts as a pass.
Yeah, and really worked because of the blocking out on the edge for the Broncos on the right side out there. The receivers that were putting blocks in and UCO gets the first down.
First and 10 at the 33. In Missouri Southern territory. Brown, straight drop, has all day, fires down the middle, diving grab by Darius Melton at the 16. Good throw, even better catch from Melton. That's a gain of 17 and a first down for the Broncos. We'll call it an 18-yard gain. First down in the red zone at the Missouri Southern 15.
Like to see that out of Melton, a new receiver for the Broncos this year. Heard big things about him in the preseason. Haven't seen a lot out of him this season, but they haven't thrown the ball his direction a whole lot either.
2 backs in the backfield, Kearney to the right of Brown and Woolfolk behind him. Brown takes the snap, throws left to Melton in the flat at the 15, turns up at the 10, looking for a block from Davis. Didn't really get the one he was hoping for. That was Ridgeway out there blocking. He does get to the 10, though. It's a nice 5-yard gain on first down.
Yeah, the Broncos have gone forward every play but one of this drive where Woolfolk got stopped at the line of scrimmage. But this UCO offense definitely moving the ball, showing that they can.
Knock on wood, also no penalties, which has helped.
Right. Need to put this thing in the end zone and get this game tied back up.
2nd and 5 at the 10. Pistol formation. Woolfolk behind Brown. Brown hands to Woolfolk, right tackle. Bounces outside at the 10, looking to get the edge. Stiff arms at the 5, turns it up and into the end zone. Sent a defender into the sideline and runs that one in for 6. And with 5:11 to go in the first quarter, the Broncos are an extra point away from tying it.
I think the defender thought he was going to usher Woolfolk out of bounds, and Woolfolk was like, no, I'm just going to send you out of bounds, and then I'm going to cut up the field. I really thought that the defender kind of gave a half effort there. I thought he thought the play was over. But UCO takes advantage, puts the ball in the end zone, and we got ourselves a ball game here.
Nicky Quevedo on for the extra point. Snap and hold are good. The kick is up, and it's through. 5:11 to go first quarter. Broncos go 77 yards and tie it up. It's UCO 7, Missouri Southern 7. You're listening to UCO Bronco football on KOKC. Richardson Stadium, 77-yard touchdown drive for UCO, 10-yard touchdown run for Trayvon Woolfolk. And the Broncos, 7 plays, 77 yards, tie it up at 7 with Nicky Quevedo's extra point. Todd Lisenby, John Fitzgerald, Aubin Fippen back in studio. UCOradio@gmail.com if you want to shout out, whether you're watching on the stream or listening on the radio on KOKC today. And, John, really good response from the UCO offense. And Trayvon Woolfolk continues to be one of those things that you didn't really know about coming into the season, but you love the more and more you learn about him.
Just an absolute weapon for this UCO offense, and somebody that I've been really impressed with this year. Probably been the offensive highlight of this season for the Broncos thus far.
There's a kickoff that hits the hits the pylon in the corner of the end zone. That's as close to out of bounds as you can get on that kickoff, but it's a touchback because it hit the pylon. That's like hitting the pin in golf. That's hard to pull off.
That is hard to pull off. And
nearly a disaster, right?
Might be a good idea for the officials to go set that thing back up. Okay, well, no one? Okay. They're going to leave that pylon laying flat. But, yeah, I don't think the kicker could do that. If he kicked it, if he went out there and tried it 99 more times, I'm not sure he could do that again.
It's too hot. The referee said, send someone down there to get it for me, please. It is. It's crazy. We're in week 5, and this is probably going to be, hopefully, knock on wood again, the hottest game this year. As Missouri Southern has 1st and 10 from the 25. Empty backfield as Glades goes in motion. And now Sampson throws it to him right side, gets a block to the 25, 30, bounces outside, stiff arm, 35. And out near the 40-yard line. He's out at the 40-yard line. They'll give him the 41. That's a 16-yard pass on just a swing out to the flat.
Well, we saw the defenses make stops on each of the first 2 possessions for these teams. And then the special teams error, led to Missouri Southern getting the ball back and having some momentum, move the ball. Then UCO moved the ball. Now Missouri Southern showing that they can move the ball as well. So we may be in for a little bit of a, just who can score the most points today.
At the 41, this time a handoff to Glades, running left, gets past the first wave of tacklers out to the 44 before Connor Johnson takes him down. 3-yard gain on the play, 2nd down and 7.
And I know we're always in a football game where it's who can score the most points, but my point being that it may not be much of a defensive battle today. It may just be who can outscore the other or who has the ball last.
Broncos give up 33 a game. Now, in fairness, they have played arguably the 2 best offenses in the conference in Emporia and Central Mo. With Sampson drops to pass, throws left side, pass is nearly intercepted, well defended, underthrown, and knocked away as J.K. Moore on the coverage that time, and it'll be 3rd down and long. We talked about this pregame before we went on the air, John. The Broncos have only forced 1 turnover this year. It was J.K. Moore's interception back in week 1.
Yep, which went for a game-winning touchdown for the Broncos. So it was a huge one, but this UCO team has turned the ball over a few times, and their record, I think, indicates that. You've got to get turnovers to win football games. Hopefully the Broncos will get some from Missouri Southern today.
3rd down and 7 for the Lions at the 44-yard line. Need to get it to the Bronco 49. Sampson hit hard as he throws pass, nearly picked again. And incomplete, as again it was J.K. Moore who couldn't hold on. But that was Zion Bell who came off the edge and got a shot on Sampson right as he threw the ball. And it's 4th down, and Missouri Southern will punt it away.
Nice blitz package by the Broncos, and Zion comes in and delivers, putting that hit on the quarterback. That was a penalty a few weeks ago against Missouri Western.
It was, yeah.
But hopefully we've gotten that worked out, and the officials calling it appropriately today. Just a good football play by the Broncos.
Logan and Stevens deep to receive. Remember, the last one was dropped and Missouri Southern recovered. This time the Broncos send punt block, don't get there. Logan gets away from it. It hits at the 17, and it bounces down to the 12. So that's a punt of 44 yards with no return. And the Broncos will have it 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line is where they're going to mark this down. So a 43-yard punt with no return. 1st and 10 UCO.
Much better result than the last time out for the punt return team. Not good field position, but possessing the ball for this UCO offense. And, I thought we had a Hurl back out there, but no, it's Steph Brown still. Sorry.
Steph Brown at quarterback. Carney to the right of him. Woolfolk behind him working out of the shotgun. The half diamond, they call it. Brown fakes a handoff, looks to throw. Right side has Hammond open, finds him at the 30. Hammond turns upfield to the 35, and he's ridden out of bounds at the 39, maybe the 40-yard line. Great pass play, 27 yards up to the 40, 1st and 10 Broncos.
Nice time by the offensive line for Steph Brown, too. You know, that's a long time to stand back there deep in your own territory, and nobody got to Steph Brown to put pressure on him. So great job by the big fellas up front.
1st and 10 at the 40. Pistol formation this time with Woolfolk behind Brown. From the right hash, Steph takes a snap, hands to Trayvon left side up to the 45. Nice burst on 1st down to the 45-yard line, 5-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down 5. Woolfolk already on the game, up to 45 yards. 50 yards on 4 carries, so already halfway to 100. We're not even to the end of the first quarter yet. 2:40 to go, 7-7 game. This time it's a fake handoff. Brown makes a man miss on the edge. He got just enough of him, though. Steph trips, and he somersaults forward across midfield. He does have the first down to the Missouri Southern 49, 6-yard run.
How about Central Missouri now, 24-3 over Northwest Missouri. About 30 seconds left in the first half. So Central Missouri putting it on Northwest Missouri State.
1st and 10 Broncos at the Missouri Southern 49-yard line. Brown hands it off to Delso. Delso looking to pass, throws it right side. It's complete into coverage to Melton at the 30 and down to the 29. Jacob Delso dropped one in the zone that time for a pass play at 20 yards.
Did they let one of the students draw up a play for homecoming week? That's what that looked like right there. A little trickery, which is always fun, and even more fun when you execute, right? It doesn't go badly. Goes great for the Broncos right there, big first down.
Well, usually guys got to get wide open on a wide receiver throwing a pass, but he dropped that one into coverage. 1st and 10 Broncos at the 29. Brown with Cottrell to his left. Hand off to Jalen Cottrell, running right, and he tripped over his own blocker. Feet got tangled, and he goes down from the 29 to the 27. It'll be 2nd and 8.
I'll remind you, you can email us here in the booth, ucoradio@gmail.com. We love to interact with the listeners and the watchers on the live stream. Let us know where you're following this game from. We'll give you a shout-out. We've already heard from American Samoa today. We'd love to hear from other parts of the world and the country. So email us here, ucoradio@gmail.com.
This time split backs, either side of Steph Brown in the shotgun. Cottrell to his left, Carney to his right, throws it in the flat to Davis. Davis turns up at the 25, hit hard at the 21, stayed on his feet and was able to get down to the 20. Gain of 7 on the play on a 2nd down and 8. That's going to set up a 3rd and 1 for the Broncos at the Missouri Southern 20. And UCO doesn't have to run another play this quarter, but they're going to take a timeout, I believe.
Yep, I think they did.
Yeah, Broncos are going to take a timeout to keep the wind at their back here at the end of the first quarter. We'll take it with them. 25 seconds to go first quarter. Tied at 7. You're listening to UCO Bronco football on KOKC. We're on the campus of the University of Central Oklahoma. 7-7 our score. The clock has been adjusted. 30 seconds to go here in the quarter for UCO, who has it 3rd and 1 at the Missouri Southern 20-yard line. Steph Brown with Jalen Cottrell right behind him. Now Brown goes under center. Quarterback sneak, has the first down to the 28. As Noah Dobson got a pancake. I don't know if you saw that at the end of the play.
Well, we just had a flag go up late after the play.
I don't know if that's on Dobson or somebody else.
Nah, Dobson was well out of the pile. It was
Oscar Hammond was in there?
Yeah, Oscar Hammond was coming out, but I'm not sure. Again, obviously we don't know what happened. Don't know who this is going to be on. You know, it could be offsetting. It could be on 2 people, right? Do that a lot. So we will see. We'll let the officials sort it out and tell us. But
Broncos had a first down.
I mean, they'll have the first down. It's after the play.
Oscar Hammond's pointing like it's on Missouri Southern.
Result of the play is the first down. After the play, personal foul against Sarah Rutgers. Defense.
So that moves the ball to 1st and goal at the 9 after that penalty. And the Broncos are going to want to go quick because the clock's going to run when they set the ball. 18 seconds to go with the wind at their back here. And imagine if you do want to throw it, you want to use it here. Brown out of the gun. Straight drop, 4-man rush, throws in the flat to Cottrell at the 5, and he's ridden out of bounds as he gave up a couple yards back to the 7. We'll see if they give him progress. They do to the 6. They kind of split the difference there. He did get out of bounds, so remember the clock does not stop on an out of bounds until the last few minutes of the half, so that's the end of quarter number 1.
Well, I think the official gave the forward progress was stopped inbounds.
I got you. So kept the clock running. We'll start quarter number 2 with the Broncos 2nd and goal at the 6-yard line. After 1, it's UCO 7, Missouri Southern 7. You're listening to UCO Bronco football on KOKC. Todd Lisenby, John Fitzgerald with you. 1 quarter in the books. Broncos outgained Missouri Southern in that quarter, 152-63. The only touchdown for Missouri Southern came after the Broncos gave them a short field on a drop punt. But UCO has it right now. The Broncos with a chance to take the lead. 2nd and goal at the 6-yard line in Missouri Southern territory as we start quarter number 2. I formation, Brown under center. Woolfolk behind Carney, the fullback. 2 receivers right on the wide side. Brown hands to Woolfolk, running left. Looking for a block, cuts at the 5, turns it up to about the 4, and he's driven backwards there. Gained a couple. They went with the stretch run play. Woolfolk got what he could, and it'll be 3rd and goal from the 4.
Yeah, that was just kind of get behind big Noah Dobson, and if he takes his guy outside, cut in. If he takes his guy inside, go out. Dobson's guy was being driven to the sideline, so Woolfolk cut in and managed to get just a little bit before being bottled up by a number of Missouri Southern defenders.
3rd and goal from the 4. Davis and Delso split wide right. Ridgeway split wide left. I formation again. Carney the fullback. Woolfolk the tailback. Brown under center. Hands to Woolfolk. Running right. At the 2, at the 1. He dives. Is he in? He's going to be marked short. Inside the 1-yard line for Trayvon Woolfolk. It's going to be 4th and less than a yard, and I would imagine the Broncos are not going to settle for a field goal here.
Man, that's a tough situation because you can take the lead, right, with a chip shot field goal. You don't get anything out of this. It's kind of a disaster, but Broncos are going to line up and go for it.
The only good thing is if you don't get anything, you do make them have to go 99 yards. Broncos may go with that push quarterback sneak play here. It looks like that's what they're running the formation out there to do.
You got flag down. They're already calling a false start on the Broncos. Or
Snap it, Frank. Center. 5-yard penalty. Mains. 4th down.
now you got to kick it.
And Adam Dorrell's trying to find out what happened. He is not happy about it, and the Broncos will now kick the field goal.
He's still trying to get some clarity, and the official just keeps telling him to get back in his, player's area, coach's box. And now Lane Grantham is trying to explain to Coach what he did. I saw him get down in his stance and demonstrate it, and then Dorrell was even angrier and went after the official some more.
22-yard field goal, middle of the field for Nicky Quevedo. Vargas will hold. The kick is up, and it's good. So the Broncos have to settle for 3. 10-7 the score.
And as soon as the ball was kicked, Dorrell chased that official out on the field. And then the official said, no, let's get back over here on the sidelines and talk about it. And he is ripping him apart. Coach Dorrell is. Now he's got the whole crew over there, or some more members of the crew.
Sorry, I'm not saying much, but the binoculars are really fun to look through right now down at Adam Dorrell, who is not happy with our officiating crew. It is a Bronco lead, 10-7. First lead of the game for UCO on the 22-yard field goal by Nicky Quevedo.
We need to see if we can get a contract with John Boy Media to do some lip reading during these games and give us some breakdowns of the conversations that go on between the officials and the coaching staffs.
Well, I think Adam Dorrell did not leave that conversation with a sufficient explanation. But he is going, I think, taking a little bit of his emotion and laying it down on the offensive line right now as he's having a chat with them. That's disappointing because you feel like the Broncos should knock it in from there. Got to settle for 3, but the bright side is UCO does have the lead 10-7 as Grayson Miller, who's been the punter today for the Broncos, at least punted for them once. He's got the kickoff duties as well. Into the wind. This is a high, short kick. Fair catch called for. Stoshak dropped it at the 22 and then took off running with it, which you can't do, and that should be a penalty. And Adam Dorrell's over there asking for the penalty. If you take off running with a fair catch that you've called, it's a 15-yard penalty.
Yep. They're going to.
We'll see.
Thought they were going to talk about it. The official might address the crowd here on this one.
Ruling on the field is a fair catch recovered by non-fair catch signal. The ball is dead at that spot. First down.
It was recovered by the fair catch signaler.
Yeah, and then he left out the part where it's a penalty when you pick it up and run.
Right. I mean, I always thought that was a penalty. You don't see it very often. but I've always thought that was a penalty. Either way, Broncos executed the high kick well, and it's 1st and 10 for Missouri Southern at the 22.
Looks like Missouri Southern's women's soccer team just made an appearance across the way into the stands. They're here to play the Broncos tomorrow.
New quarterback in the game for Missouri Southern. This is Akeem Gilmore in a Wildcat formation, running to his right, out to the 20 to the 24-yard line. First down run of 2 yards for Akeem Gilmore. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Tackle made by Cam Manahan, freshman defensive back out of Lubbock, Texas.
You been to Lubbock many times?
I don't know if I've ever been to Lubbock.
The first time I went to Lubbock, I said, what is there to do here? And they said, we just have a big loop. Just drive around it, and there's a bunch of fun stuff on it.
What, did you find anything fun?
I did. It's a good time in Lubbock. 2nd and 8 at the 24. Sampson back in at quarterback, throwing over the middle, pass complete up to the 45 and near midfield to the Bronco 48-yard line. 49-yard line. That's the tight end, Deontay Campbell, 6'5", 244, big body, and he makes a good catch there.
That is a big body flying down the field that fast and making athletic plays like that.
27 yards on the grab. 1st and 10 Missouri Southern at the Bronco 49. Sampson has Ashley behind him in the pistol. Hands it to him, right tackle. Ashley runs for about 3 yards before Hunter Largent drags him down. Gets from the 49 to the 46. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
Got an unsigned email from an address that says Miss Gloston. Hello from California and Arizona. Special love going out to number 22, Anthodius Ashley and the Missouri Southern State family. So we thank you for the email, whoever you are. And we want to hear from everybody. UCOradio@gmail.com. Sign your email so we can give you a shout-out. Call your name out.
Ashley's touchdown, the only points of the game for Missouri Southern. As he's in the backfield on this play. It's a screen pass out to the right side. Pass complete near the first down marker, avoiding tackles. That's Dimitri Lloyd. Excuse me, that was Akeem Gilmore who made the grab. 19, not 15, and it's a first down. Needed 7, got 7.
Pittsburgh State leading Northeastern State in the second quarter, 7-0.
You know, Pitt State has come out of the block slow in a bunch of games this year, and they just put teams away in the second half. Got an injured Bronco on the play, as on the far side of the field. That's Connor Johnson who's down. He's back to his feet. He's doing the old shake the arm out, like maybe that's the old stinger. And he is walking to the sideline on his own, so that's good. I'd expect to see him back. 1st and 10 for Missouri Southern at the UCO 39-yard line. 11:05 to go first half. Broncos lead this one 10-7. You mentioned our opponent next week, Northwest Missouri State. They are having a time of it today against Central Mo. That game 24-3 at the half, Central Mo with the lead. As we're ready to resume play from the Bronco 39. Lions shift 2 tight ends from right to left. Sampson, handoff, right side, inside the 40 to about the 37-yard line. That's the first carry of the day for Javion Marlowe, and Reed Lindsay comes in to make the tackle after a gain of 2.
And another Bronco slow to get up.
That's Johnny Wilson.
Yeah, now he's back down on he hobbled a few steps and then went back down to the turf, so we're going to have another little break here. The only other game that we haven't mentioned going on in the MIAA today, or at this time, is Washburn and Nebraska Kearney. That game is scoreless with about 9.5 minutes left in the first half. Both of those teams 1-3. Broncos defeated Nebraska Kearney week 1 of the season and have yet to play the Ichabods of Washburn.
Got Emporia State playing at Missouri Western at 4 o'clock today, and then Fort Hays State hosting Lincoln at 7 o'clock tonight in Hays. Wilson is off the field, limping pretty heavily. He's going to be checked out at the training table. 2nd down and 8 at the 42-yard line in Bronco territory for Missouri Southern. Sampson in at running back. Marlowe, the tailback, to his left. It's a handoff to Marlowe going right to the 35. Slips the tackle to the 30-yard line. They're going to give him the 29 and a first down. 8 yards on the run. 1st and 10 for Missouri Western at the Bronco 29.
Grant Lohr coming up making the stop for UCO, but this Missouri Southern State offense continues to move the chains deeper into UCO territory. And this Bronco defense is going to have to bow up here.
Been a pretty methodical drive for Missouri Southern as we go under 10 minutes to play first half. 1st and 10 at the 29. Marlowe still in at tailback. He gets a carry to the 30, and he's going to be hit at the 30 for a loss of 1. As again, there to make the play, that was Marlowe Hughes, I believe, wasn't it, off the edge? Yeah, Marlowe Hughes. He wears 26. Lohr wears 25, and it was also Calvin Hutchings there as well. Loss of 1.
Marlowe, a senior out of Enid, Oklahoma.
The Plainsmen.
They got a nice win last night over Moore. I was talking to one of my former teammates and his son. His son is a pretty heavily recruited player for Moore, so they were pretty disappointed in the way they played last night.
2nd and 11. Ashley back in at tailback as Sampson rolls left, throws left. Pass caught by Stoshak at the 11. Slips a tackle at the 10. Stays in bound at the 5 and spins down to the 2-yard line. They'll mark it out at the 3, but that's a good play. 27 yards and 1st and goal for Missouri Southern.
Big offensive play in that, that field goal that the Broncos were held to on the last drive, looking even worse at the moment with Missouri Southern threatening to take the lead back here as they're only 3 yards away from a touchdown.
That was a really good throw by Sampson as well. He threw that ball before Stoshak had turned around, and he made a good catch. Down at about the 10-yard line, an even better run after catch to get to the 3. 1st and goal, Ashley in the pistol formation behind Sampson. Tight end shifting from left to right. It's a handoff to Ashley, running to his right, and Marlowe Hughes gets him in the backfield again. He'll carry the pile to the 5. Hughes hit him at about the 6. It's still a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd and goal at the 5.
Yeah, nice job by Hughes darting through there and making the initial wrap up before a couple other Broncos joined in and helped bring him down. Backing them up to the 5-yard line. Awesome play by the UCO defense.
2nd and goal from the 5. Ashley to the left of Sampson, working out of the gun. Hand off to Ashley, running right, turns it up at the 3 to the 2. He dives and he's short. About a half-yard short. It'll be 3rd and goal just inside the 1 for Missouri Southern. And we'll see if the UCO defense can get a big goal line stand. Third down and goal from the UCO Bronco 1-yard line. 7:22 to go first half. Sampson with Marlowe in the lineup. Hands it to Marlowe right up the middle. He sneaks through and gets the touchdown. Knifed his way between 2 defenders. Got just enough to get over the threshold needed to get it into the end zone, and it's a 13-10 Missouri Southern lead with a player down injured on the field before the extra point.
And that's a Missouri Southern offensive lineman. Can't quite get a jersey number from this angle, but
while that's being dealt with, I want to remind you that the University of Central Oklahoma would like to thank Overland Charters, the official transportation provider for Bronco Athletics. And UCO would also like to thank its corporate sponsors, Nike and BSN Sports, the official apparel provider for Bronco Athletics. As the injured player, that is Ryan Schleimer, it looks like, offensive lineman, I believe. Yep, that's who that is, 73. He's the injured player, sophomore from Roselle, Illinois. He is walking off the field under his own power, so that's good to see. And Missouri Southern with the extra point to try to take a 4-point lead with 7:15 to go here in the first half. Drake Reese will kick it. with the wind at his back, kicking from south to north towards the Sports Performance Center. Snap and hold are good. The kick is a line drive, but it's right down the middle. 7:15 to go first half. Missouri Southern 14, UCO 10. You're listening to UCO Bronco football on KOKC. 14-10, 11 plays, 78 yards on the drive for Missouri Southern. Drive took 5 minutes and 57 seconds off the clock. And a great response for the Lions as now UCO trails again, this time 14-10.
Want to say hi to the Harbin family. They wanted to shout out Coach Adam Dorrell and Missouri Southern State center Joaquin Tapusoa. And they emailed us here in the booth, ucoradio@gmail.com. We're glad they did. We want to hear from you as well. Shoot us an email. Let us know where you're listening. We'll give you a shout.
Reese will boot it away for Missouri Southern with the win this time. See if he just nails this one through the end zone or tries to kick it high and short. He does go for the high short kick. And the fair catch is called for and made by Davis at the 11-yard line. The Broncos will have it 1st and 25, and John Fitzgerald gives me a thumbs up.
I like it. Gold star for his helmet for fair catching a kickoff.
The 20, it's so... They've tried to make it, John, where they want you to fair catch the kickoff. They've literally changed the rules to try to take the kickoff out because there are so many big hits by putting the ball at the 25.
What yard line would make coaches say, okay, you fair catch it no matter what happens?
Maybe the 35, maybe the 40. But what would make players do it? That's the big question.
Right.
Brown on first down throws it in the flat left side. It's dropped and incomplete. And probably a good thing it was. It was intended for Melton out there, who saw it go through his hands. Had he caught it, he would have been tackled for a loss. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, and I was glad I heard whistles blowing as that thing hit the turf because I was a little concerned it might have been backwards. Maybe, I don't think it was, but it was right down the line. And from this angle, could have been dangerous.
2nd and 10, Broncos at the 25. Brown with two backs, Carney right, Cottrell left. Fakes a handoff, rolls left, throws it back to Cottrell on a screen right. Cottrell gets away from a defender at the 20 and out of bounds, short of the original line of scrimmage, out at the 23 for a loss of 2. It's a slow developing play and nothing there. 1 yard loss on the play.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's exactly what the Broncos wanted to get out of that play right there. And don't know if Cottrell was the primary target. Primary target might have been covered up. And he might have just been a last-ditch effort to make something happen.
3rd and 11 for UCO from their own 24-yard line. Brown claps his hands and takes the shotgun snap. 4-man rush, steps up, now rolls right. Going to run with it to the 25, 30, cuts back, first down, 35 to the 40. Still on his feet and hit from behind by Kavanis Davis, but not before he runs 16 yards for a first down up to the 41.
Good run by Steph and good pursuit by Davis, the defender, to come from behind and make the tackle. It was kind of as Steph started to slide, but it was bang, bang. Certainly nothing egregious there. And the big thing, like you said, Steph Brown gets the first down.
Woolfolk back in at running back on 1st and 10 for the Broncos from the 41. 6:10 to go first half. 14-10, UCO trails Missouri Southern. Pistol formation. Woolfolk handoff right side, bounces out at the 40, lowers his head at the 42, and carries a tackle all the way out to the 46 for a 5-yard run. Didn't look like there was much there, but when Woolfolk makes contact, he almost always goes forward, and he goes forward for about 3 extra there.
Really strong run by Woolfolk right there. I didn't think that thing was going to amount to anything, and to get a 5-yard gain out of it with the defender on his back, with just a fantastic run.
2nd and 5 from the 46. Empty backfield this time for Brown. 4 down linemen for the Lions as Brown on a design quarterback run going left, bounces outside at the 45, and a good open field tackle, as that was Peyton McKee, I believe, who came up and made that play. Correction, I think that was Winder that made the play. Either way, it was a good play. Loss on the play of 1 yard. It'll be 3rd and 6. Getting old, John. I got to use the binoculars every play. 3rd and 6 from the 45. Brown with Woolfolk behind him. Broncos need to get it to the Missouri Southern 49. Straight drop. Brown tries to reverse out and get away from the rusher who came unblocked, and he slips and falls back inside the 35, and UCO will punt it away. That was Zach Bergman who came off the edge unblocked. It's a loss on the play, and the Broncos go from 2nd and 5 to 4th and 17.
Got to give Bergman credit for a sack on that, right, in the stats
I think you do, yeah. I think you do.
That pressure caused Stephon Brown to fall over. And just an unfortunate event for the Broncos, as if Steph could have rolled out, he might have been able to deliver that ball to someone, but just got his feet tangled.
Grayson Miller to punt it away. Again, a high spiraling kick. Stoshak comes up and makes a fair catch right at the 30-yard line. Into the wind. That's a punt of 36 yards with no return, and there's a timeout on the field. We'll take it with them. 4:04 to go first half. 14-10 UCO trails Missouri Southern. You listen to UCO Bronco football on KOKC. Half, Missouri Southern with the ball in a 14-10 lead, starting at their own 30-yard line. Glades back in at running back to the right of Sampson, who shifts his tight ends from right to left. Sampson hands to Glades, running left, turns up at the 30, 35. Nice run all the way out to the 39-yard line for Nathan Glades. Tackled by Puckett. It'll be a run of 8. They'll mark him at the 38. It'll be 2nd and 2.
Got an email in from DeAndrea Polk, said would like to shout out Draper Parker and the rest of the Missouri Southern State team. Mom and family in Sealy and Houston, Texas, watching along.
Glades on 2nd and 2. Again, nice cutback, has the first down across the 40, and he's tripped up at the 43-yard line. Jonathan Mosley came in from his safety position to make the play, but not before a 5-yard run and a first down.
And that email I mentioned came to us at ucoradio@gmail.com. And you can email us too. We'll give you a shout.
1st and 10 at the 43. Sampson this time fakes a handoff and looks to throw. Left side has a man, wheel route right through his hands and incomplete, intended for Jermichael Cooper. Inside the 25, he wears those yellow gloves, and the ball skimmed right in between them, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, I don't know that ball couldn't have been thrown any better. UCO dodges a bullet right there because that one might have gone the distance.
2nd and 10, 43-yard line for the Lions. 2:54 to go first half. Looks like the wind might have actually picked up a little bit in the second quarter. It's really blowing at the back of the Lions here from south to north, right to left as we see it. Sampson with the fullback to his left and Glades behind him. Hands to Glades, running to his left, turns back to his right, and he's tackled for a loss. As coming in to make the play that time was Raekwon Wicks from his safety position. 1-yard gain. And there's a timeout on the field, I think, for an injury as Hunter Largent's slow to get off the field. 3rd and 9 for the Lions from the 44-yard line. Need to get it to the Bronco 47. Ashley back in at running back. 2 receivers each side. Cooper and Campbell to the left. Stoshak and Lang to the right. Sampson over the middle, throws to his running back, Ashley, out of the backfield, and makes a good diving grab at the 40-yard line in Bronco territory. Good 3rd down conversion on that 16-yard pass play. Connor Johnson on the tackle.
Obviously just the kind of plays you can't give up if you're UCO's defense. You've got Missouri Southern where you want them, and you let them convert a big 3rd down like that to keep the drive going. They've shown they can move the ball today, so Broncos have to take advantage of those situations when they can.
1st and 10 at the 40, handoff Glades, bouncing outside right, hit at the 40 and spins to the 37. J.K. Moore coming up from his corner position to make the tackle. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Northwest Missouri has scored a touchdown to close it 24-10 in the 3rd quarter, still trailing Central Missouri.
Sampson hands to Glades right up the middle, runs into a wall of defenders. The pile moves for about 3 yards from the 37 down to the 34, and the Broncos want a timeout with 1:17 to play. Noah West on the tackle. We'll take it with them. 1:17 to go first half. Missouri Southern 14, UCO 10. You're listening to UCO Bronco football on KOKC. Third down and 5 for Missouri Southern as Sampson drops back to pass and throws it right side. That's complete. Ezekiel Lang makes the grab for the first down inside the 25 to the 22. 13-yard gain.
Just loose coverage again by the secondary, and really not much to say other than Missouri Southern doing a great job moving the football today here. Even though the Broncos outgained them in the first quarter, the second quarter, Missouri Southern has really moved the ball.
Good to see Johnny Wilson back on the field for the Broncos. 1st and 10 at the 22. Sampson throws right side. Flag goes flying as Lang makes a grab on a wide receiver tunnel screen, goes back to the middle of the field and gains 10 yards down to the 12 for a first down. We'll see who the flag's on.
Coach Doral is very convinced that it is on Missouri Southern, if that means anything.
Let's hear from our referee today. A couple of the UCO linemen also convinced it's on Missouri Southern. It was a 10-yard play, would be a first down if the play stands.
Offense. 2 players are going to get that brother's back. 5-yard penalty. 3 plays. First down.
I have to say, John, best ref mic so far in the MIAA that we've experienced this year here at Chad Richardson Stadium.
Strong performance here.
Yeah. Some schools don't even have a ref mic.
Some schools don't have water in the press box.
That's true. 1st and 15 after the penalty back at the 27. Sampson throws left side complete to the tight end. That's Deontay Campbell who makes the grab on a little quick seam route inside the 20 to the 17. And with 34 seconds to go in the half, Missouri Southern is going to use a timeout. We'll keep it right here. It's a 2nd down and 5 after that 10-yard pass play at the 17-yard line. Connor Johnson on the tackle for the Broncos.
Game clock operator. Please set the game clock to
36 seconds we're going to have the clock reset to. Couple scores from around the MIAA. Second quarter, battle of 1 and 3 teams up in Kearney, Nebraska. And Nebraska Kearney leads 6-0 Washburn. Nebraska Kearney leads Washburn 6-0 with 2:11 to go in the second quarter. We are at halftime now in Tahlequah, and Pitt State has added another touchdown. They lead 0-4 Northeastern State by a score of 14-0. And one other game underway, as you had mentioned earlier, John. This is the game that's the furthest along. This one is at Walton Stadium in Warrensburg, Missouri, where with 10:09 to play in the third quarter, it's Central Missouri, 24, and Northwest Missouri State 10. As the Mules look to improve to 4-1. Don't look now, though. Northwest Missouri State on a drive, about to cut into that lead. Out of the timeout, 2nd and 5, Missouri Southern at the 17-yard line. Empty backfield for Sampson, 5 receivers. The ball is rolled back to him. Throws it to Stoshak left side, who gets to the 15, cuts back to the 12, and gets hit hard, and he's down at the 11. And another timeout, an awkward play. The center rolled the ball back to the quarterback. Nobody was ready for it, including UCO defensively. It's a gain of 7 and a first down, and it'll be another timeout for Missouri Southern with 28 seconds to go now. Broncos being outgained 199 to 166 in this game, and Missouri Southern looking to add to the lead. And remember, the Lions are going to get the ball out of halftime as well, as UCO had the opening kickoff. Want to remind you that the University of Central Oklahoma would like to thank SSM Bone and Joint Hospital at St. Anthony and the Oklahoma Sports and Orthopedic Institute for serving as our exclusive health care provider for UCO athletics. And fans, if you want to keep up to date with game scores, highlights, and analysis of Bronco athletic teams, visit broncosports.com. Visit broncosports.com. Also, Edmond Electric is Oklahoma's largest community-owned electric utility, serving the Edmond community since 1908. Today, Edmond Electric provides electric services to more than 90,000 residents within the city of Edmond, corporate city limits. Edmond Electric, now that is the power of Edmond. 1st and 10, Missouri Southern at the Bronco 11 out of the timeout with 28 seconds to go first half. Both teams with 1 timeout remaining. Sampson has Glades to his right working out of the gun. Campbell goes in motion right to left. Sampson drops to throw. Steps to his left. Hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. Got driven into the turf as Noah West came in to make the play. And it'll be 2nd down and 10 as the clock stops with 23 seconds left.
Really good job by West getting to the quarterback. But really, the quarterback stood back there for a long time, looking for a receiver to throw to. Didn't find what he wanted, and under pressure was unable to make a good throw.
2nd down at the 11-yard line for Missouri Southern. Empty backfield again for Sampson. Throws right side pass, nearly picked off through the hands of the Bronco defender. As that was Cam Manahan who got both hands on that one in the end zone. It'll be 3rd down.
Would have been a big one to get the Broncos' first turnover since week 1 of the season here to thwart Missouri Southern from scoring. Broncos still have a chance to keep the Lions out of the end zone here on 3rd down.
3rd and 10 at the 11 with 20 seconds to go first half. Glades in the backfield to the right of Sampson. Sampson drops, throws left side, pass caught at the 5-yard line. That's Akeem Gilmore who makes the grab. It's a gain of 5, gain of 6. And Missouri Southern is going to let the clock get down to 1 second and use a timeout, and they do. With 1 second left, Missouri Southern will use their final timeout to set up a field goal try of about 22 yards from the left hash. Northwest Missouri State has added another touchdown. It's 24-17 in Warrensburg. The Bearcats making a little bit of a run at the Mules. MidFirst Bank, the exclusive banking partner of UCO Athletics and home of the UCO debit and credit cards. Visit midfirst.com/Broncos for details. Member FDIC. That's MidFirst Bank. John, I would say a decent job if you can get off the field here with the field goal. But the problem for the Broncos is they've had a golden opportunity at maybe not all three kind of half chances, but 2 really good chances to make interceptions that have gone right through their hands. They come back to bite you against teams like Missouri Southern.
Yeah, got to make those plays, stop drives, give your offense the football back. And the Broncos unable to do so today, but still a second half of football. Maybe the Broncos can break that seal on turnovers that seem to have been in place for the last several weeks.
See if some of your friends from the class of 98 up there on the Sports Performance Center can throw off Drake Reese as he tries to kick this 22-yard field goal. Snap is down, the hold is down, the kick is up, and it's right down the middle. And that's how we are going to head to halftime. 17-10 the halftime score. Missouri Southern with the lead over UCO. We'll take a break. When we come back, a little different at halftime. Instead of being joined by Chris Brannick, I'm going to be interviewing John Fitzgerald because it is the 25-year anniversary of the – what do the Broncos need to do in the second half if they want to erase this lead?
Got to score some points. UCO offense has got to finish some drives, put the ball in the end zone.
And Grayson Miller puts this one through the end zone for a touchback. It'll be 1st and 10, Missouri Southern at the 25. As we mentioned at the end of the first half, the Broncos have had a couple chances to have some big turnovers forced and unable to do so in the first half of play, including a drop touchdown right there at the end. 1st and 10, 25-yard line for Missouri Southern. Luke Sampson, the quarterback for the Lions, in the shotgun, with Nathan Glades, the running back, behind him on first down. Sampson takes the snap, fakes a handoff left, rolls right, throws in the flat, complete to Stoshak. He gives up ground back inside the 30. Now turns back upfield, gets to the 33, and out of bounds near the first down marker at the 35. He's got it right at the line to gain, 10 yards from Sampson to Stoshak.
Missouri Southern kind of picking up right where they left off, moving the football in the first play here of the second half.
They've got a good little connection, Sampson and Stoshak. They're on the same page. He's throwing a couple passes to him, again, before he makes that turn. It's 10 yards and a first down for the Lions from the right hash. There's a handoff to Glades, running right, turns up at the 35, gets out to the 39. That was Zane Adams who comes over to make the tackle from his nose guard position, but not before a 4-yard gain for Nathan Glades. It'll be 2nd and 6.
And not that it was happening on that play, Todd, but I don't think we've seen a holding penalty this whole game.
You ruined it. We're going to have about 12 now in the second half, aren't we?
Send you back to the high school game you called last night.
Yeah, right. Saw a 1st and 34 last night, which was kind of cool. 2nd down from the 39. Handoff to Glades. To the 40, out to the 42. Good open field tackle by Zion Bell. Had he not made that tackle, Glades would have had a big gainer. Instead, it's 3 yards, and it'll be 3rd and 3.
And this is a real, opportunity for the Broncos, bringing up a 3rd down. If you can stop Missouri Southern right here, they're going to punt this football. So this is a really big defensive play early here in the second half for UCO.
3rd down and 3 for Missouri Southern at the at the Lion 42-yard line. Need to get it out to the 45. 3 players shift from right side to left. Tight formation, and now Missouri Southern wants a timeout to talk it over. We'll take it with them. 13:06 to go, 3rd quarter. It's Lions 17, Broncos 10. You're listening to gmail.com. Hey, football fans, as the 12th man, we know you leave it all on the field for every game, and there's no better place to refuel after the game than Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. Head on over to Raising Cane's. Cane's is open late and ready to serve up One Love in their drive-thru takeout, or now offering mobile ordering. Raising Cane's, proud sponsor of UCO Bronco football. Out of the timeout, 3rd and 3 for Missouri Southern at the 42. Need to get it to the 45. 3 receivers tightly bunched right side. Sampson in the gun, looking to throw. Straight drop, hit and dropped! Connor Johnson comes through unblocked and takes him down back at the 31-yard line for a big loss, and it'll be 4th down and long.
Just a blitz right up the middle that the offensive line didn't pick up. Those offensive linemen didn't have their eyes up, got committed to the guys they were going to block up on the line of scrimmage, and didn't see Johnson coming through. Big sack for the University of Central Oklahoma, and now a punt coming from Missouri Southern. So fantastic first defensive possession for the Broncos.
9-yard loss on the play. 4th down and 12 from the 33. Punt's not a great one, a sidewinder that Broncos receivers let bounce in front of them, and it was touched up at about the 35-yard line. It was knocked forward by a Missouri Southern player. We'll see where they mark this.
Looks like they're going to get it right, maybe about the 34.
Yep, 34-yard line, so that's a punt of 33 yards with no return, and the Broncos have it 1st and 10 from their own 34. Good defensive stand there. First down for UCO. Stephon Brown at quarterback. Woolfolk is the back behind him in the pistol. It's a play action. Brown pressured, steps right, now back to his left, looking to run with it. 30, 35, gets a block to the 40, 45, 50, 45, 40. Leaps over a tackler at the 35 and down to the Missouri Southern 34-yard line. 32 yards on the scramble by Stephon Brown. Got a good block in space from Trayvon Woolfolk.
Outstanding job by Brown, improvising there and deciding to run with that football. And like you said, the blocking down the field is really what helped spring the run for more yardage for UCO.
1st and 10 Broncos at the Southern 34. Under center this time for Brown. I formation. Hands off to Woolfolk. Right side. Bounces outside. Runs through his own blocker at the 30 and down to the 28 for a gain of 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4. Trayvon Woolfolk, 8 carries, 66 yards.
Natalie Larry has emailed us here, ucoradio@gmail.com. We want to hear from all the listeners out there. Send us an email. Let us know where you're listening from. We'll give you a shout.
2nd down 4 at the Lions' 28-yard line. 11:07 to go, 3rd quarter. Broncos trail by a touchdown. Handoff Woolfolk, left side to the 30 and gets back to the line of scrimmage at the 28. It was Colton Winder who made the play after no gain. It'll be 3rd and 4, excuse me.
And a big 3rd and 4 for the Broncos to keep this drive going and get some points on the board to start the second half.
3rd down 4 at the Lions' 28-yard line. Broncos working with the wind in the 3rd quarter. See if they send it in the air here. Jalen Cottrell in at running back to the right of Brown. Brown takes the shotgun snap. Blitz comes. It's not picked up. He steps away from a rusher, runs to the 30, back to his left, 25, 20. Still on his feet and out of bounds near the 15-yard line. That is twice now that guys have come unblocked, and Stephon Brown has just sidestepped them and run for a 1st down.
It almost, besides the yardage, it almost looked like the same play. Steph spins out of it and then takes off on the run. They don't get as big a gain as they did on the Stephon Brown scramble earlier, but they do get what they need to get the 1st down.
Brown has runs of 32 and 13 on this drive, both for 1st downs. Now he goes under center, I formation, Carney at fullback, Cottrell at tailback. Hand off to Cottrell, running right. Cottrell at the 15, looking to bounce outside. Stiff arm at the 10, lowers his head and knocked out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. They're going to mark him at the 9. Still a nice run, 6 yards on the 1st down run for Jalen Cottrell before he was tackled by Josh Kelly.
I want to say hi to Donna Gouillard, who emailed us from Chicago, Illinois. Donna's rooting for Missouri Southern. That's okay. We'll still give her a shout-out. We're glad to hear from our listeners and our watchers on the live stream, ucoradio@gmail.com.
2nd and 4 at the 9 for the Broncos. UCO looking to tie this game up with a touchdown. Brown under center. Hands it to Woolfolk, running left, hits his own blocker, runs to about the 6, and he's driven backwards after 3 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 1. You like Chicago, John?
I'm not a big city guy, Todd.
I got you.
But Chicago is a nice, when I've been there, it's been, the places I've been have been clean, nice. The food is good.
Chicago's got that big city, but also the blue-collar vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I kind of like that.
I prefer Chicago over New York City.
Yeah, for sure.
Every day of the week.
3rd down and 1 from the 6. Brown goes under center. Quarterback sneak goes to his left to the 5, 4, 3-yard line. A flag comes down at the snap, and hopefully this isn't on the Broncos for a pre-snap penalty.
Everyone on that Missouri Southern defense thought that Steph was going to sneak that thing right over the center of the guards, and he basically runs a little sweep around the left side to get the 1st down. It looks like Missouri Southern is dejected.
Either way, it would have been 3 yards, so we'll give Stephon Brown the 3-yard run. He's got 3 first down runs on this drive. And 1st and goal Broncos now at the 3. 8.5 to go, 3rd quarter. UCO sends in the heavy package as Carney comes in at fullback, and Hammond and Dominique Dunn come in at tight end. Lined up on the right side. I formation, Woolfolk is the tailback. Brown under center. Delso, the lone receiver, split out left. Brown takes the snap, hands to Woolfolk, left side, hit at the 3, lowers his head and gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Andrew Portillo, 6'4", 270. He couldn't keep Trayvon Woolfolk out of the end zone, and the Broncos are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
Excellent response by the offense after the defense stopped Missouri Southern State from continuing their first offensive drive. UCO puts that thing in the end zone, and as you said, about to tie this ball game up with the Quevedo extra point.
David Vargas will hold. Peyton Hunt is the long snapper. Snap is back. Hold is down. Kick is away. And we're tied up here in Edmond. 8:07 to go, 3rd quarter. UCO 17, Missouri Southern 17. You're listening to UCO Bronco football on KOKC. 17-17 our score. 8:07 to go, 3rd quarter. Broncos with a touchdown drive, capped off by a 3-yard touchdown run for Trayvon Woolfolk, and we are tied up with 8:07 to go. 8 plays, 66 yards on the drive for UCO. Took 4 minutes and 15 seconds, and the Broncos ended with a touchdown at 17-17. Todd Lisby, John Fitzgerald in the booth with you. Auburn Fippen back in studio as Grayson Miller gets ready to kick this one away. Nice response by the UCO offense there, John, to start this second half.
Yeah, absolutely. Putting points on the board, moving the ball efficiently. And, that was after the defense stopped Missouri Southern, so good by the defense, too.
Miller boots this one through the end zone again with the wind at his back. And it's 1st and 10, Missouri Southern at the 25. A couple players shouting at each other.
Probably just wishing each other good luck
in
the second half.
Broncos defensively have had their moments tonight. Could have had a couple of turnovers forced already. Still looking for that first turnover since the Kearney game back here on August the 31st in week 1. J.K. Moore's had a chance at one, and Cam Manahan had a chance at one late in the first half. It's 1st and 10, Missouri Southern from the 25. Working left hash, Sampson hands it to Glades, running right, turns it up to the 30, lowers his head, and has a nice gain out to the 32. 7 yards on the play, 6 yards to the 31. Zion Bell on the tackle. I don't know what's going on with spotting the ball, but, that seems to be an inexact science now at every level.
It's just
they stand at the 32, then put it at the 31, and vice versa. 2nd and 4 from the 31. Sampson with Glades behind him. Man in motion, hands to Glades, right up the middle, has the first down to the 35 and out to the 37-yard line. Jack Puckett comes in on the tackle. That was Jonathan Mosley in there as well, but it's a gain of 6 and a first down. Glades has been the most successful of Missouri Southern's running backs just as far as consistency goes. But the big run came from Ashley in the first quarter. 1st and 10, Missouri Southern at the 37. Throw left side, pass complete out across the 45 into Bronco territory. And actually they're going to mark it at the midfield stripe, complete to Jermichael Cooper. 13-yard grab, and we're at midfield now, and 1st and 10 for Missouri Southern.
Yeah, just a nice little slant route that Missouri Southern runs with pretty good efficiency, and they put the ball at midfield.
Ball sits right in the middle of the C in UCO with 6:20 to go third quarter. Sampson, shotgun snap, 3-man rush, pumps, throws, deep, overthrown, incomplete. Intended on the left side for Akeem Gilmore. Good safety help over the top for the Broncos. Probably a good thing for Sampson that he airmailed that one a little bit.
And a good job by Raekwon Wicks laying off of the hit. That's one of those where a few years ago you would have laid that guy out as he was going up for the overthrown ball, but Raekwon just kind of gives him a love tap and backs off because that's a penalty these days.
2nd and 10 at midfield for Missouri Southern. Sampson, hands right up the middle. This is Ashley, big hole, 45, leaps over a tackler at the 40 and all the way down to the Broncos' 38-yard line. 12 yards and a first down run for Anthodius Ashley.
And Missouri Southern looking to respond to that UCO score. They've moved the ball promptly into UCO territory, and they're not showing any signs of letting up.
1st and 10 at the Bronco 38. Ashley's got 1 touchdown rushing already, and he'll be the pistol back on this first down play. Sampson drops, throws left side, right side, incomplete, and Stoshak's going to draw a penalty as Amonte Davis was in coverage and got tangled with Stoshak, and this will give Missouri Southern 15 yards and another first down.
Yeah, tough to see. I missed the replay there on the big board, but
I think it's the right call.
Yeah.
We'll hear from our referee officially in this one.
Defense, number 14, 15-yard penalty, previous spot. Automatic, first down.
Very aggressive with the first down call, but it gets it down to the 23-yard line where Missouri Southern has it 1st down and 10. This drive started all the way back on the 25 for the Lions, and they've moved it down the field to the Bronco 23.
Official sounded like a PA announcer for the team on that one.
This is Marlowe in at running back now, and he'll get a handoff right up the middle to the 20, to the 15, bounces outside, 10-5, touchdown. Javion Marlowe with his 2nd touchdown run of the game. And Missouri Southern answers right back, and the Lions are back on top 23-17 with 5:24 to go here in the third.
Yeah, just not a very inspired drive by that UCO defense there. Really no big plays out of the UCO defense on that drive. Missouri Southern just moved the ball, and they did it a lot of different ways. Of course, the penalty was big, but really running the ball well, the Lions were on this drive.
Extra point on the way from Reese, and it's right down the middle. 5:24 to go third quarter. UCO down 7 again. It's Missouri Southern 24, UCO 17. You're listening to UCO Bronco football on KOKC. And Missouri Southern retakes the lead, 24-17. Touchdown drive that goes 6 plays, 75 yards. And ends with a Javion Marlowe 23-yard touchdown run. And now the Broncos will get it back, looking to answer, down by 7. Don't forget you can email us, ucoradio@gmail.com, if you want to shout out. As Reese kicks this one deep, Davis will go back and take it at the 3 and return it. Up to the 10, the 15, the 20. 25 out to the 28, 29-yard line, and driven out of bounds there. 26 yards on the return. And the Broncos have it 1st and 10. They'll mark him at the 30-yard line, so 27 on the return.
Stephon Brown and company will just be looking to put together a drive like they did last time. Come out here and put that ball in the end zone, get this game tied back up, and leave it to the defense to make a stop or two as we go down the stretch. But UCO is going to have to put this thing in the end zone.
First down, Brown with Woolfolk behind him. Carney, the fullback, to the right. Brown working out of the shotgun. Takes the snap. Straight drop pass. Looking, throwing, deep right side for Hammond. He's got it at the 45 in Missouri Southern territory and carries it down inside the 40 to the 35-yard line. That's a gain of 35 yards and a first down.
That's the second time we've seen Hammond really wide open down that right sideline going this direction. Nice throw by Stephon Brown. Good concentration by Hammond to haul it in and then to get some yards after the catch as well.
1st and 10 at the Lions 35 for the Broncos. On one play is UCO working with the wind at their back here in this third quarter. Under center, Brown this time with an I formation. Brown hands it to Woolfolk, running left, gets away from a tackler at the 35 and slithers down to the 32 for a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. For UCO. Score update from Warrensburg, 31-31. Northwest Missouri and Central Missouri with 8 minutes to go. 2nd and 7, Broncos at the 32. 4-man rush as Brown steps to pass, and he trips and falls in the backfield, tripped over his own lineman and goes down back at the 37. It's a loss of 5, and it'll set up a 3rd down and long, and these are the situations where the Broncos have shot themselves in the foot today, setting themselves up behind the chains.
I don't think we've seen Steph fall down in many games where he's been the quarterback. We've seen him do it twice today in under pressure situations, and that's as bad as a sack. Brings up this 3rd and long for UCO.
3 receivers, 2 left, 1 right. Dunn is the tight end. Left side, max protect pass as Steph looks to throw over the middle. Has a man. It's Davis. Caught it at the 15, at the 10, at the 5. Cuts it back into the end zone. Have your first career touchdown, Terrell Davis, and the Broncos score on a 37-yard strike from Stephon Brown to Choctaw's Terrell Davis.
And it's just that easy. You get sacked on 2nd down. You bring up 3rd and long, and we'll just put the ball in the end zone. The Broncos respond offensively, so 2 good drives by this UCO offense here in the second half, both resulting in touchdowns for the Bronze and Blue, but this UCO defense is going to have to come out and make some stops against Missouri Southern.
Quevedo looking to tie it back up again at 24. Snap and hold are good. The kick is up, and it's through. 3:14 to go third quarter. UCO 24, Missouri Southern 24. You're listening to UCO Bronco football on KOKC. 37-yard touchdown from Stephon Brown to Terrell Davis as Miller kicks this one away. It's a low kick. It's going to be taken on a bounce at the 7, returned up the middle of the field to the 25, 30, and out to the 33-yard line. That's David Bethune on the return. They'll mark him down at the 32, and that's where Missouri Southern will start. Another good response from the UCO Bronco offense. Couple receivers running wide open. And credit Stephon Brown. He hit them both in stride for big gainers, John.
Yeah, I mean, if you put the ball in the end zone on every offensive possession, you've got to give yourself a chance, right? Now it's going to be about, can you make stops? Can you keep Missouri Southern from scoring? Broncos stopped them on their first offensive drive of the half, which allowed UCO to initially tie the game back up. But then Missouri Southern was able to drive down and score on their last possession. So this UCO defense could really use a turnover.
At the 32, 1st and 10, handoff to Glades, running right, has room out to the 35. And all the way out to the 38-yard line, 6 yards on first down. Missouri Southern just gashing the Broncos with the run game right now, John.
Yeah, having no problems. Right, left, right up the middle, moving the ball really well. Did we give the score update? Central Missouri got a touchdown. It's 38-31 now, Mules, with just under 5 minutes to play.
2nd and 4 for Missouri Southern at the 38-yard line. Ashley back in the game at running back. He'll get a handoff left side. Ashley to the 40, 1st down and more. His helmet comes off. Kobe Stevens loses his helmet as well. And he runs all the way out to the 45 for a 7-yard gain. 1st and 10 for Missouri Southern on that run. Can't give up 6 yards, 7 yards a carry if you want to win any ball game.
Yeah, no question. Got to make some stops. And Missouri Southern, really no reason to throw the football at this point as with the way that they've been able to run the ball here in the second half.
1st and 10 Lions at the 45. This time play action. Sampson will throw it. Tried to fit it into coverage right through the hands of Connor Johnson, the defender, and incomplete. Tried to hit Stoshak at midfield. Not 100% sure why they didn't keep running it there, but we'll take it. It's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, what do I know, Todd? If you're pounding the ball down the defense's throat, you might as well keep doing that until they give you a reason not to. And trying to get fancy or tricky on them can only, create problems that you don't need. And right there, that could have been very dangerous for Missouri Southern.
Marlowe in at running back now. He gets a handoff going left, cuts back to his right. Not a lot there, but finds room. And, boy, he nearly slipped out of there. He finally went to the turf at the 48. Hunter Largent in on the tackle, 3-yard gain. It's a 3rd down and 7. Update from Northeastern. 28-0. Pitt State running away from Northeastern now in the 4th quarter in that game. And from Kearney, Nebraska Kearney. And Washburn, we'll give you an update on that score here in just a second because we've got a big 3rd down here for Missouri Southern. 3rd down and 7 from the 48. Need to get it to the Bronco 45. Pass left side, incomplete. Miscommunication between quarterback and receiver. And the Lions will punt it away. And I feel like they did the Broncos a favor there, John, by going away from the run on 1st down.
Yeah, absolutely. Brings up that 2nd and 10, and then they only get, a 3-yard run on 2nd down. So now they're in a position where they feel like they have to throw it on 3rd. Quarterback thought the receiver was going to zig, and he zagged, and the ball goes nowhere near complete. And now UCO is going to take back over possession, assuming we can execute the punt reception.
Punt's a short kick as the Broncos will let bounce at the 21. It bounces down inside the 15, inside the 10, and down to the 9-yard line. That's a good punt of 42 yards with no return. 43 yards, no return. And 1st and 10 for the Broncos at their own 9. But UCO with the chance to drive down the field here. Long field in front of them, but take their first lead of the second half.
Well, they're 2 for 2 on offensive possessions, and that resulted in touchdowns here in the second half. So, which is good to see. The Broncos had some troubles in the second half early in the season, but not having troubles today here against Missouri Southern. Let's hope they can keep that going on this drive.
Peyton Scott in at running back on 1st down as Brown will throw. 4-man drop. Brown rolling to his right. Gets out to the 10, to the 15, and runs out of bounds at the 17. Broncos got away with a hold on that one, but we'll take it as Brown. They'll mark him out at the 16 for a gain of 7 yards.
Now, I don't believe that the Broncos would hold.
You said it. We haven't had one called today, which is. Now, we had a game at Central Mo a few weeks ago where we didn't have one called, but we saw a bunch that day. We haven't seen many today. 2nd down and 3 at the 16 for the Broncos after that 7-yard run on first down by Brown. Under center, hands it to Woolfolk. Left side, big hole, 15, outside at the 20. To the 25, angling towards the sideline and taken down at about the 28-yard line. Trayvon Woolfolk with a nice run there. 12 yards on the carry. It's a 1st and 10 for UCO.
Nice run by Woolfolk. Nice job by the left side of the offensive line there, opening up some holes, and the Broncos have moved that thing out of the shadow of their own goalpost, which is nice to see.
1st and 10 UCO from the 28. Carney in at fullback to the right of Brown. Woolfolk behind him. 4-man rush. Brown steps up, throws middle of the field. Pass caught at the 45 and out to the 47. It went right through the hands of the defender. Good concentration by Terrell Davis to make the grab for a 19-yard catch, and that's how the 3rd quarter comes to an end. It's 18 yards from the 28 up to the 46, and we are tied as we head to the 4th. 24 apiece is the score between UCO and Missouri Southern. You're listening to UCO Bronco football right here on KOKC. Tie ball game, 24 apiece between UCO and Missouri Southern. Some stats through 3 quarters. Broncos outgaining Missouri Southern 339 to 295. Individual stats, 88 rushing yards for Trayvon Woolfolk, 66 for Steph Brown. Brown 11 for 12 through the air for 158 and a touchdown. Terrell Davis, 4 of those catches for 68 yards and a TD. And it's worth saying, John, I mean, we talk a lot about how good Steph Brown is with his legs. He's made some really good passes today for UCO.
Yeah, very nice throws and good catches and routes by the receivers as well. So and he's spread it around. We've seen lots of different receivers catch the football today too, which is great to see. So hope the Broncos can keep that going into this win here in the 4th quarter.
1st and 10, UCO at the 46-yard line. This drive started back at their own 9 late in the 3rd quarter. Right before the end of the 3rd quarter, 18-yard pass play. Moved it out to the 46, 1st and 10 Broncos. Brown has Scott to his right, Carney to his left. And it's a play action. Steph looking to throw, has all day, fires over the middle. There's a flag down for a penalty on Missouri Southern, but it doesn't matter because he finds Terrell Davis for another long catch all the way down to the 31-yard line in Lions territory. We had a receiver get tackled. It's going to be a hold on Missouri Southern. I'd almost guarantee it. That was Peyton McKee, the guilty party. And so that gain goes from the Bronco 46 all the way down to the Missouri Southern 31. That's 23 yards and another UCO first down.
Outstanding throw and catch for the Broncos there. Who are, like you said, Steph having a really good day throwing the football as well.
1st and 10 at the 31. As Brown now looks to the sidelines. I formation. Cottrell dots the I behind Carney. Handoff Cottrell, left side, hitting the backfield, gets away, goes back completely the other way to the 35, 30, 25, and out of bounds at the 21-yard line for 10 yards. Make it the 20-yard line for 11 yards and a first down.
Steph Brown became a blocker when Cottrell reversed the field right there.
Did you see what he did? Blocked his own player. That's what he did. He ran into his own guy.
Well, he's still blocking.
He's a quarterback, man. They don't practice blocking very often.
Got excited.
He
got
did.
excited.
He
Took
did.
off down the field.
Great run by Cottrell. Would have been a 2-yard loss and turns it into an 11-yard gain. I formation on 1st and 10 at the 20. Scott, the fullback this time. Woolfolk, the tailback. Brown hands it to Woolfolk. Left side, gets away from a tackle at the line of scrimmage. 15, lowers his head to the 11, to the 10. Gets away from another scrum of players and all the way down to the 5-yard line. Trayvon Woolfolk is hard to take down. He just ran for 15, and it's 1st and goal Broncos.
I don't understand anything about that run, Todd. Like Trayvon Woolfolk should have been down 4 times during that run and just kept getting out of the grasp of Missouri Southern players. Just an outstanding carry.
1st and goal UCO. Again, this drive started all the way back on their own 9-yard line, and the Broncos are 5 yards away from punching it in and taking the lead. I formation. on first down. It's a handoff right up the middle to the 4 to the 3-yard line. That's Mason in at running back who gets the carry. And it's going to be a second down and goal. They'll mark it at the 4, so it's a 1-yard gain. Excuse me, that's Carney on the carry. Thought I saw 38. It was 18. So Carney in short yardage gains 1, and now he'll be split out wide left. 5 receivers, Brown in the gun. See if the Broncos go quarterback run here. Looks to the sideline for instructions. Adam Dorrell gives it to him. It is a quarterback run. Right side, Steph turns it back at the 5. Turns it up at the 2 is where he's going to go down. So it's 3rd and goal at the 2.
And this is just one of those moments for the offensive line. You've got a chance to take the lead here. You don't want to take the lead by 3. You want to take the lead by 7. So can the offensive line will their offense for a 2-yard gain here and get this ball in the end zone?
3rd down and goal at the 2-yard line. 11:55 to go in the game. Tie ball game. As the play clock's running down here, the Broncos, I think, are going to use a timeout and talk this one over. And they are, and we'll take the timeout with them. 11:43 to go in the game, tied up at 24. You're listening to UCO Bronco football on KOKC. 3rd and goal for UCO at the 2. The Broncos led this game 10-7 and have trailed ever since. And tied up at 24, UCO is 2 yards away from taking their first touchdown lead of the game. I formation, Woolfolk back in behind Carney from the right hash. Brown under center. Looking to the sidelines. Hands it off to Woolfolk. Left side, hitting the backfield. Ball comes loose. It's on the ground. I think Brown jumped on it at the 6. Boy, Broncos avoid disaster there and are at least going to be able to kick the field goal and take the lead as Woolfolk tried to cut at the 2. He got hit, and that ball went flying up in the air. And Steph Brown was just there in the vicinity and jumped on it at the 6-yard line, and UCO will try a 23-yard field goal to take the lead.
And just barely got on it, too, Steph Brown did. So good, obviously, luck for the Broncos after bad luck on the fumble. And UCO will try to get this thing through the uprights.
Right hash, Vargas will hold. Quevedo will kick it. Hold is good. Snap is good. It's right down the middle. 23 yards for Nicky Quevedo. And with 10:58 to go in the game, the Broncos are back on top by 3. It's UCO 27, Missouri Southern 24. You're listening to UCO Bronco football on KOK. Field goal caps off an 8-play, 89-yard drive for UCO. Sorry, a 10-play, 85-yard drive for UCO. And the Broncos retake the lead, 27-24 the score. Todd Lisenby, John Fitzgerald with you. Alvin Phippen, our in-studio producer today. As the Broncos playing into the wind in this fourth quarter, and it has been, I say it's been a factor. I mean, there hasn't been any play where it really came into play, but it has been blowing all game long. And Missouri Southern will have it at their back here in the fourth. Both teams have moved the ball pretty much at will offensively and kind of shot themselves in the foot. As Miller with a high short kick that Stoshak will fair catch at the 20, and it'll come out to the 25 for Missouri Southern. And that's where the Lions will have it 1st and 10. Broncos have had 2 times the ball inside the 2-yard line and not been able to score a touchdown, John. And Missouri Southern, it feels like a couple times, has had drives moving on the ground and just gone away from the run and had to punt it away.
Yeah, I mean, I would certainly question the decision-making there of Missouri Southern's offensive play calling staff on that last drive, because they were just hammering the Broncos with the running game, and then the drive stalled out because of an incomplete pass on 1st down. So we'll see if they go back to that running game here.
1st down, it's a handoff to Ashley running right, and it's well defended as Raekwon Wicks comes in to make the tackle at the 27 after a gain of just 2. Looking around the MIAA, 13-7, Nebraska Kearney, 4th quarter over Washburn. Pitt State up 35-0 in the 4th on Northeastern and about to score again. And not quite over yet, but Central Missouri up 41-38 with under a minute to go against Northwest. Here's a handoff to Ashley. Big hole right side 30 out near the 35, and he's got it in a 1st down. Play was designed to go left, just nobody home on the right side. He ran to daylight and ran for 8 yards.
And that's what we're talking about with this running game from Missouri Southern today. I mean, the first play, they go 2 yards, and you think, okay, if you can hold them to 2 yards a carry, you're in good shape. They go right back to it on 2nd and 8 and pick up 8 yards.
1st and 10 Lions at the 35. Sampson, play action, throws deep left side. That pass is incomplete. Cam Manahan in coverage, intended for Jermichael Cooper, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Good coverage. He was kind of face guard him, and a lot of times guys will overrun that play and run into the receiver. Did a good job of body control, did Manahan.
Yeah, very nice coverage by UCO right there, and brings up the 2nd and 10 now for Missouri Southern. So I think they'll probably run it here and see what their 3rd down options are based on how this play goes.
2nd down and 10 from the 35. Handoff Ashley right up the middle. That's Marlowe, and guess what? He's got 9 yards, and it makes that 3rd down a little easier. He runs for 9.5. They put it on the 45, but it's about the 44.5. So it's 3rd down and less than a yard for Missouri Southern. Again, just gashing the Broncos for 9 yards. Missouri Southern will go under center. Hard count, and UCO jumps offside. Broncos claiming that they were drawn offside. We'll hear officially.
Offside. Defense with contact. 17. 5-yard penalty. Results. 1st down.
So Broncos give them 5 free yards, and that moves the ball from the 44 up to the 49, where it's 1st and 10 for Missouri Southern. 9:11 to go in the ball game. Broncos have outgained Missouri Southern 387 to 314, but have had to settle for 2 field goals and only lead by one of those field goals right now, 27-24. Play action, Sampson looking, throwing deep left side, has a man open. It's Cooper, and he overthrows him down inside the 5, and it's incomplete. Wind might have helped the Broncos that time on that long pass for that one to go incomplete.
Yeah, about 2 yards over the head of the receiver was that ball, fortunately for the Broncos, because he was wide open.
2nd and 10, ball at the 49, 8:55 to go. Central Mo's going to improve to 4-1. They're putting a knee to it and have done so in Warrensburg. 41-38, they beat Northwest Missouri State today. Blitz comes, throw right side, complete the Lang. He catches it, and Raekwon Wicks blows it up right at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Tried the little tunnel screen, and had Wicks not made that play, that would have gone for a big gainer because there were no linebackers back inside, John. They came on a blitz.
Yeah, Raekwon recognized that thing immediately, though. Sometimes those are the things you pick up on film study during the week. You see something and you say, oh, I've seen this before. I know exactly what's going to happen. And that's what it looked like right there for Wicks.
3rd down and 10 from the 49. Got to get it to the Broncos 41, do the Lions here. 4 receivers, 3 left, 1 right. It's a throw in the flat to Stoshak, left side at the 50. Turns it up, 45, 1st down and more. Inside the 40 and down to the 38-yard line in UCO territory. Just a pass in the flats and a 13-yard gain for a 1st down.
And some good blocking out on the edge by Missouri Southern to spring that thing for the yardage they needed for the 1st down.
1st and 10 for the Lions at the Broncos 38. Anthony is the tailback, and he gets a handoff right side. And he's hit and dropped as Johnny Wilson comes in to make the play at the 42 after a gain of just 1. It'll be 2nd and 9. Good to see Wilson, who was injured a little earlier, the transfer from Iowa State, junior out of Kansas City, Missouri. 2nd and 9 for Missouri Southern at the Broncos 37. Still time to get in touch with us at ucoradio@gmail.com if you want to shout out, whether you're a UCO or Missouri Southern fan, ucoradio@gmail.com. 2nd down and 9 for the Lions. Sampson hands to Marlowe. Marlowe running right, avoids a tackle in the backfield, gets down inside the 35 and spins to the 32. That's a 5-yard run. And we'll set up a 3rd down and 4. Raekwon Wicks again in on the tackle for UCO.
Are you in 4-down territory if you're Missouri Southern yet?
You got the wind at your back. It would be 49 yards from here. 3rd down 4 at the Broncos 32. And we've got a timeout called by UCO. We'll take it with them. 6:35 to go. Broncos up 27-24. You're listening to UCO Bronco football on KOKC. 3rd down and 5 from the 32. Sampson looking to throw. Throws it left side. Pass is caught right near a 1st down. Going to depend on a spot. And it is going to be a 1st down. As he needed to get to the 28 and he got to the 27. That pass was caught by Dimitri Lloyd, the tight end. First grab of the game, and it's a 5-yard gain for a 1st down. Missouri Southern on the move, trailing UCO by 3. Broncos holding on to that field goal lead with 6:06 to go. Sampson has Marlowe to his right. Sampson hands to Marlowe right up the middle. He's hit, gets away from the first man, but not the second as Hunter Largent takes him down. At the 25, 2-yard gain on the run. It'll be 2nd and 8.
It's a good job by Largent grabbing onto the ball carrier after he did get away from a linebacker that was coming flying through the line of scrimmage to make that tackle for the Broncos.
Ball's at the 25, certainly in field goal range for Missouri Southern. Broncos would love to be able to force them to kick a field goal here. 2nd and 8 at the Bronco 25. Sampson hands it to Ashley right up the middle. Ashley moves the pile all the way down to the 20. 5-yard run. It'll be 3rd down and short. Just a lot of space right at the first line of attack for the Missouri Southern rushers here in the 2nd half.
Yeah, Missouri Southern has been winning the battle at the line of scrimmage with the rushing game this entire half.
3rd and 3 at the Broncos' 20-yard line for the Lions. Strive's taking a lot of time off the clock. We're down to 4:50 to play in this one. Play clock's at 8. The Lions are going to have to hurry if they're going to get this play off. There's confusion, and they're going to have to use a timeout. And a timeout is called by Missouri Southern. 3rd down and 3 for the Lions coming up. We'll keep it right here during the timeout. We'll update you on some scores from around the MIAA. Let's start with the one final that's in the books. That is in Warrensburg today, where Central Missouri holds off a Northwest Missouri State comeback. It was 24-3 at halftime, and Northwest Missouri State came back to tie the game a couple times at 24 and then at 31. And Central Mo holds on for a 41-38 victory to improve to 4-1. Northwest Missouri State is 2-3, John, which is kind of unheard of this time of year for the Bearcats.
Yeah, not something that they're used to in Maryville or that the other teams around the MIAA conference are used to. But, you know, they're going to be angry as a hornet's nest next week when we come up there to Maryville to play. So their record aside, I mean, you saw the battle they put with Central Missouri today, and Central Missouri is a good team. Northwest Missouri is going to be a tough out for the Broncos next week. As
opposed to last week in Emporia when we made an actual hornet's nest angry in our booth. Some other scores from the MIAA about to go final in Tahlequah. It's 42-0 Pitt State all over Northeastern. We'll get the rest of the finals after this big 3rd down play, or the rest of the scores. 3rd and 3 at the 20. And Missouri Southern moves. A wide receiver at the top of the field moved before the snap. And it's a false start on the Lions.
Offense, number 3. 5-yard penalty remaining. 3rd down.
And that's going to move the ball back to the 25 and make this a 3rd and 8. Big mistake there. First quarter in St. Joe's, 7-6. Mo West leads Emporia State. That's a good ball game today. And Kearney big over Washburn, 26-7 in the 4th quarter. 3rd down and 8 now from the 25 with 4:38 to go for Missouri Southern. Need to get it to the Broncos' 17-yard line. From the 25, Sampson in the gun. Takes the snap, looking, throwing, left side, incomplete. Intended for Akeem Gilmore. And he didn't look up in time, and it's 4th down, and Missouri Southern is going to have to kick not just the field goal, but a pretty long one here. It's going to be a 42-yard field goal for the kicker, Drake Reese. Ball's not quite all the way over to the left hash, but left of center. Stoshak is the holder. Reese will kick this from 42 yards. Snap is back, the hold is down, the kick's away. It's got plenty of leg with the wind at his back, and it's right down the middle. Right down Broadway, and the Broncos and Lions for the 3rd time today are tied up, this time at 27. 4:31 to go in the game. We'll see if the Broncos can come back and retake the lead again. That's coming up next. You're listening to UCO Bronco football right here on KOKC. Stadium. Field goal drive for Missouri Southern ties the game up at 27. The drive goes 14 plays, 50 yards. And the Broncos are going to get the ball back. That one, by the way, also took 6 minutes and 27 seconds off the clock. UCO with 4.5 minutes to play is going to get the ball going into the wind. We'll see where they get it at, as this one's about to be kicked away by Drake Reese, who just tied us up with that field goal. And Reese boots this one through the end zone. So UCO has it at the 25 with 4 minutes and 31 seconds left. John, we've seen the Broncos have success both in the air and on the ground. You got to stay in front of the chains here on this drive if you want to move down the field and win this one.
Yep, 100%. And you've got to get, relatively close to the end zone if you don't score a touchdown, because this field goal into this wind is going to be a lot tougher than the one Missouri Southern just kicked to tie this thing up with the wind at their back. So UCO is going to have to drive, and obviously you want to put the ball in the end zone and make it tougher for Missouri Southern to come back. But if not, you got to get pretty close to those goalposts.
Both teams with just one timeout left. 1st and 10 Broncos. Cottrell gets a pitch going right, has room to the 25, 30, cuts back, 35, all the way out to the 37. They just outflanked Missouri Southern and pitched it for a 12-yard gain on 1st down.
Good run by Cottrell. Love seeing him back on the field for the Broncos this week.
First down for UCO at the 37-yard line. Cottrell, 3 carries, 18 yards for UCO after that one. Brown in the gun on 1st down. Fakes a handoff to Woolfolk. Has time. Throws it left side for Hammond, who's being grabbed and held, and a flag comes flying in for pass interference. And the Broncos are going to get 15 more. That's that same route we've seen Hammond be open on twice. And this time the only reason he wasn't is because he got his jersey pulled.
Yeah, got a Missouri Southern player down, too, back at the line of scrimmage. So we're going to tend to him. But, yeah, that was one. The Missouri Southern sideline didn't like that call, but they couldn't see it. They couldn't see that Hammond was being held from behind. We could see it plain as day over here, and a good call by the officials.
Well, it was a floated pass, too, so it felt like you had looked at it forever. It's like the Missouri Southern player down. Trying to catch a number. Can't really see one. Ooh. Wow. And Adam Dorrell is asking, why is that not a penalty? Everyone in the crowd saw him grab the jersey of Oscar Hammond.
And that's the 2nd time that we've had a defensive pass interference / holding call picked up against the Broncos this season, right? And it was unexplainable in the Central Missouri game when it happened. And I don't understand.
Here's the replay. Could see him raking him by the jersey, pulls it from behind. It's plain as day. I don't know how you can see that and then all of a sudden decide you didn't see it, John.
Yeah, I just don't understand.
That's a big no call. Would have moved the ball into Missouri Southern territory. Instead, it's 2nd and 10 Broncos at the 37. Wow. Peyton McKee in the coverage that time for Missouri Southern. It's unexplainable to me. Inexplicable, maybe, is a better word. 2nd and 10 from the 37. Brown has Peyton Scott in the backfield with him. Hammond goes in motion. Brown takes the snap and looks to throw. Steps up, has time, gets away from the first man, runs to the 35, to the 40, and out to the 41-yard line. Did it come loose?
I thought it did, but it didn't. Yeah, I thought that guy stripped it out.
Well, they tried to strip it away from him there. It's a run of 4. It'll be a 3rd down and 6. Now another big 3rd down for the Broncos with 3:20 to go in the game. Last time UCO played in an overtime game was 2014, 3 overtimes against Missouri Southern, a game they won 43-41. 3rd down and 6 at the 41. Brown, play action, has time, puts it in the flat to Scott. Scott looking away to get away from a tackler and does at the 45-50 and out of bounds across midfield. Scott looked dead to rights, and he ran right past the tackler and all the way down to the Missouri Southern 44. That's a gain of 15 on the play.
He got face mask, too, and they didn't call it. And the defender got his hand all over his face mask, and I saw it on the replay, too, here on the big scoreboard here at Chad Richardson Stadium. But either way, 1st down for the Broncos. We'll take it.
That was Winder who had him in the flats and couldn't make the play. And it's 1st and 10, UCO at the Missouri Southern 44. Big 3rd down conversion there. Now Scott's the eye back behind Carney. Brown hands it to the fullback. Carney finds room at the 40. 35, lowers his head, 30, and spun down to the 29. 1st and 10, Broncos, a little fullback hit dive for 15 yards. That's got to make your 1998 team happy up there in the Sports Performance Center.
We didn't hand off to any fullbacks, though. We had I mentioned we had H-backs, Bear Runyon, Wade Griffin. They were both very good players. They never got to carry the ball. They did get to catch some play action passes once in a while, but they were basically extensions of the offensive linemen.
Would be 46 yards from here. Again, the Broncos are working into a win with 1:47 to go, and Missouri Southern can only stop the clock one more time. Brown from the 29, quarterback run, left side, lowers his head, runs through a tackle to the 26 for a gain of 3. That was Winder who took the brunt of that blow. 3-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 7. 1:30 and ticking. Broncos don't seem to be in a huge hurry here. I mean, in a perfect world, John, you want to walk off the win, right, and not give the ball back to Southern.
Right. Win this thing in regulation or let it go to overtime. I want to say hi to Julie in South Dakota. She says cheering for a Bronco homecoming victory, as are we, Julie. So stick with us here for this last minute 10. We'll see if we can deliver.
2nd and 7 at the 26. Brown to throw. Looks left, throws left, end zone, incomplete. There's a flag, pass interference. Going to come in on Missouri Southern. That one was underthrown, and this will be called pass interference, and the Broncos will be in field goal range now with 1:03 to play.
Well, to be fair, Todd, you don't know that they're not going to pick that flag up.
I'm pretty sure on that one.
We have seen it a few times, but if they did pick that flag up, I believe Adam Dorrell might be facing some disciplinary action.
Yeah, he might be facing a lot of disciplinary action. That line of scrimmage was the 26. Remember, that's a 15-yard penalty, no half the distance. So the ball's at the 11 with 1:03 to play. Broncos, because Missouri Southern only has one timeout, Broncos can run this clock down and try a game-winning field goal if they want. And now UCO is going to get a 5-yard penalty for having too many men on the field.
Yeah, broke the huddle with 12.
So now it's 1st and 15 at the 16. My guess is, John, you probably want to run the ball a couple times here and put it in the middle of the field for your field goal kicker. Most kickers, especially this close to the goal line, want it in the middle of the field.
Yeah, I don't think we want to see any more of that throw into the end zone.
Yeah. I formation. Woolfolk behind Carney on 1st down from the 16. Brown under center. Hands to Woolfolk, right side to the 15, lowers his head, and runs through a tackle all the way down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. He just runs into piles and comes out the other side 4 yards later. That's a run of 8 yards. It puts the ball right in the middle of the field.
Why is the clock stopped?
I don't know.
Do we have an equipment thing? The officials are having a little conversation down there. There's no flag on the field or anything. Not really sure why the clock stopped. Now they're
and the official's going to come over and talk to Adam Dorrell.
Looked like he was going to address the crowd here.
I thought I saw someone come in with their hands like as if to stop the clock.
Clock running with under 1 minute. The defensive helmet coming off. Disqualifies the 10-second runoff. Missouri Southern has elected to take a timeout to avoid the 10-second runoff. Timeout, Missouri Southern. Is their final charge for the half.
Okay, we'll keep it right here. So 54 seconds to go. UCO and Missouri Southern tied at 27 apiece. Broncos have it 2nd down and 8 at the 9-yard line. Ball's right in the middle of the field. I mean, John, honestly, with 54 seconds left, you might think about just running a couple dive plays up the middle and kicking that field goal if you're UCO. Now, here's the interesting thing. By not taking that 10-second runoff, the Broncos are going to have to run 2 plays if they want to do this at the buzzer, right?
Yeah, and they'll have that chance. I mean, they could kneel on it if they want to. You know, they don't even have to run dives. If they're just content with where they're at and they want to milk the clock, they could just kneel on it. You're not going to take yourself out of field goal range if you get under center and kneel on it. The one thing you really got to watch out here for is Woolfolk trying to do too much. He's been a really good back for the Broncos this year, and we haven't seen fumbleitis out of him, but we did have a scary moment on the last time down the field for the Broncos, right, where he was spinning and trying to get more yardage, and he got hit, and the ball came out. Luckily, Stephon Brown recovered it. But UCO, no matter what they do here, has to maintain possession of the football.
I mentioned earlier in the broadcast that Adam Dorrell has been disappointed with special teams play this year, especially where the kickers and punters are putting the ball in special team situations. The Broncos are just going to kneel it here. They've got the quote-unquote victory formation. They're going to keep it in the middle of the field for Quevedo as Brown takes the snap and takes a knee at the 10. And he'll have to do it one more time. And as long as this gets under 40 seconds, they can take another knee whenever. So UCO now with the clock at 27, 26, 25. Brown will take the snap. He'll take another knee at the 11-yard line. They'll mark it at the 12. So this is going to be a 29-yard field goal for Nicky Quevedo to win the game for UCO on the last play of the game. Broncos got it walked off on them last year at Nebraska Kearney. And now with 1 second to go, Adam Dorrell uses his last time out. And Nicky Quevedo will run out to take a 29-yard field goal and win this game for UCO. And I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, John, but Missouri Southern's out of timeouts. They can't ice him here.
Right.
It's right in the middle of the field. It's right into the wind, which is kind of blowing more from left to right than it did earlier in the game. But it should be, not much more than an extra point for Quevedo. Cross our fingers, knock on wood, and the Broncos can get out of here with a victory.
Well, and when you talk about just the psychology of it, this is lower pressure than if it were 27-26 Missouri Southern, right? Like you miss this one and you're going to overtime. You make it and you're the hero, right? So there's still an opportunity even if this thing isn't true. But Quevedo's been a good kicker for the Broncos this year. He's been good today, and hopefully he can put this thing through the uprights.
All right, we are out of the timeout. David Vargas will hold. The long snapper is Peyton Hunt. And Nicky Quevedo, the junior from Azle, Texas, has a chance to give the Broncos the win. 29-yard field goal, middle of the field. Snap is back. The hold is down. The kick's away. It's got plenty of leg. And it's good. The Broncos win 30-27. Happy homecoming, Cho fans. UCO walks it off and sends Missouri Southern home at 3-2.
Great win for the Broncos today. Got it back together a little bit offensively. Had some good moments on defense as well, and beat a team that they weren't favored to beat. And this is a big win for the Broncos going into next week, where they have a tough game, a place where we've never won since we've been in the MIAA. But if there's ever been a good year to go up and beat Northwest Missouri State and have a chance to do so, this year is that year. So Broncos get a little momentum going into that game.
29-yard field goal for Nicky Quevedo. Walks it off.